With more on the education stalemate and additional analysis of the week that was in the legislative session, here's Quorum Call publisher Shawn and OETA News Director Rich Lenz.
Shawn, what are your sources telling you behind the scenes about this impasse on the education spending bill? This is the single biggest expenditure in the state budget, and right now it's just a big, ugly public fight. Do you see any end in sight?
It looks like they're going to continue to fight for a while. At the current time, both the House Speaker and Senate President Pro Tem are simply on opposite sides of the issue. The House Speaker and House Republicans would like to see additional money going to rural schools, and they want that to take place outside of what is known as the state aid formula. This would really give rural schools an advantage in receiving certain funding. The Senate, on the other hand, opposes that idea and says that it treats rural schools more favorably than urban and suburban schools. Now, earlier in the week, lawmakers in the House did pass this private school tax credit proposal advanced a little more than a week ago by the Senate. However, the House is holding on to that bill really for an indefinite period of time. They used a unique parliamentary maneuver in order to do that. So one might argue, as Senate President Pro Tem Treat did, they are essentially holding that bill hostage. And it doesn't seem clear when there's going to be a resolution to that dispute.
Shawn, also this week, Governor Stitt signed a bill that would ban gender transition surgeries. Now, this has been done in about 15 states. What exactly is in this bill?
Well, Oklahoma's bill bans gender transition surgeries themselves, those that would cause physical changes, as well as hormone therapies, such as puberty blockers, for all those under the age of 18, for minors, according to the bill. If a doctor performs any of these services, whether it's the surgery or the hormone therapy, they stand the chance of losing their license through their appropriate governing board. The bill took effect immediately upon the governor's signature. There is a provision within the bill for those who are receiving hormone therapy to have that step down over the next 6 months. But after that time, if they continue to receive that therapy, that medical professional could face discipline.
Very interesting. Also this week, the governor issued another veto banning wearing tribal regalia at public graduation ceremonies. What were his stated reasons for doing that?
Well, the governor pointed to local decision making as one of his reasons for vetoing that bill, saying that local school districts or colleges and universities should decide how to regulate that issue. He also pointed to the Oklahoma Constitution as another reason for vetoing the bill, noting that what this may be, because it refers to Native American regalia, may be a special law, which is prohibited by the Oklahoma Constitution. He also warned that it could open a Pandora's box of other individuals seeking to have their particular type of regalia approved by the legislature year after year after year.
State Superintendent Ryan Walters, who serves on the OETA board by virtue of his elected position, was involved in another contentious hearing in the House this week. What exactly was said?
Well, Superintendent Walters was asked a number of questions about a wide variety of issues. Some focused on specific policies involving the State Department of Education, such as its seeking of federal funding and how much it would be receiving and how it plans to distribute that funding. In the end, it came down to a lot of discussion of the cultural issues seemed to dominate the discussion, and it was then that the meeting itself got rather heated. One of the more interesting things that Superintendent Walters said was to accuse teacher organizations such as the Oklahoma Education Association, the American Federation of Teachers and Professional Educators of Oklahoma of being a terrorist organization.
Shawn, you've been following these sessions for more than 25 years. Would you say this is a typical session or perhaps a little bit more on edge?
I think this legislative session is a little more on edge. I can't remember a time where we've had the majority parties in each chamber arguing quite so much and firing bills back and forth at one another so frequently as we have during this session, dealing with the issue of education funding and the private school tax credits, an issue that it doesn't seem like they're going to resolve quickly, and there are only 3 more weeks left in this legislative session.
Shawn, Ashley, it's going to be an interesting 3 weeks. Thank you for your time.
You're very welcome.